Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel again. In this particular video, we're gonna cover the chapter 3 of this book called Hands-on Machine Learning with Scikit-learn, Keras and TensorFlow. If you don't know, we have already covered chapter 1 and chapter 2 in the previous part. So if you wanted to watch that, so I will put the link in the description. You can go and check out the description after the particular this video. So without wasting time, let's go to the index page. So page number 5 is the index page. So let me see here. So the chapter 3 is called classification, because in this particular chapter you have a dataset called MINST, that's called MINIST dataset, and they are trying to use the classification model to train the MINIST, and they wanted to see how the classification works and what are the best accuracy they can get. So here we are using the same thing here. If you don't, let me give a brief idea about this MINIST. Okay, so if the classification, so if you don't know about classification, so it's a simple line definition. So regression is something that predict values, and classification is something that predict classes. Like if a guy and a girl is there, and if you want to differentiate, predict that particular man is a guy or a girl, that comes under classification. But if you want to predict some prices, like price of a house, price of some vehicles, so that's come under regression. And minis is something that this is a set that has studied so much that it is called the hello world of the machine learning. And so yes, so whenever a classification model has like needed to be checked and needed to be how much accuracy they are giving, so minis dataset is always been used. So yes, so as you can see that it's if you don't know what basically minis dataset is, so let me go to the Google and let me show you what is. So there is like thousands and thousands like datas are there, which is in the form of 0 to 9. So there are like 0 to 9 values are there, and they have written by the hands, and they are trying to predict whether it's 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 or 9. So yes, so let me show you. I have written a very simple code in so see here, if you go back here, they are trying to explain each and every bit in so complex manner that maybe you can understand it, but it will take a very long like time to make you understand everything. So they are using classifier and everything. So without classifier, I'm here to show you a very simple steps so that you can understand. If you are a beginner, you can understand it also. So I have already created a collab here, Google Colab notebook here. So first of all, you have to print like import the dataset here. So from sklearn the dataset, I have import fetch underscore openml. Here you are going to fetch the dataset. So fetch.openscore, you have a minus 784. So sometime it changes. Okay, it's the name here, the dataset 784. So I'm trying to import in a minist here itself. So as I have mentioned you here, if not, let me tell you once again. So this dataset is already divided into data and target, so you don't need to divide, you don't need to do those. So you just directly have to import, and you directly can like split the data into data and target. So if you want to see the X shape, it's like it's 70,000 already datas are there, and the column is 784. And y dot shape, y is the target here, so it's 70,000 datas are there. So let's see what like as I have told you, the minus is something like 0 2, and it's handwritten. So if you want to see, and it's in a numerical column, and there is, if you go and see here, there is some picture that in pixel, if you can see that in pixels. Okay, uh, here, as you can see that here is 28 by 28 matrix has been used to write a particular like a letter. So yes, so if you want to see that, and it's compressed into like simple data set, so that's why if you want to see, then you have to import matplotlib, matplot.pyplot as plt, and like let me check one digit, like if x of random 3601, I'm checking a random value here. So I am putting this into some digit, and some limit I'm trying to reshape it as 28,28, because I have mentioned you, because it's in 28,28 pixel is there. So plt dot im show some digit image, so this is the image here, and cmap the plot, my matplot.cm.binary, interpolate nearest, and we are trying to plt.axis should be off. If you don't off, then it will show x and y axis also. So here we can see that we have 8 here, so its digit is x of 3601. So let me check whether in y of 3601 we have the same or not. So y of 3601 has the same answer as 8. So we have lot of data. As I have mentioned, we have 70,000 data. So when you try it, if you have a very good like configuration of PC, you can directly use 70,000 data. But sometime if you have low configuration of like PC, you might face difficulty and it will take a lot of time to train the data. So I'm using only 6,000 top 6,000 data as training data and test data. So here as you can see that first 0 to 6,000 I'm using as xtrain, and 6,000 to 7,000 as xtest. Okay, same as y, I'm using 0 to 6,000 as ytrain and 6,000 to 7,000 as ytest, as you can see that here. So let me import numpy so that we can like shuffle it by using permutation and combination, because maybe if like in a training dataset we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 and the 9 is missing, so how can we perform the same thing in the test part, right? Like let me give an example here. If we have read till question number 9, and what if the question number 10 comes in the exam, so we don't know what's the answer for question number 10, right? The same thing for the classification. If it doesn't know in the training part, then how it's gonna answer in the test part? The same thing here. So we are creating a two detectors, mean we are trying to see here, we are trying to convert this ytrain.s into a integer, and we are trying to store as ytrain and ytest. So now we are trying to predict only 2, like 2 means if the number is 2 or not. So the same thing here. So train 2, so ytrain equals to true and ytest equals to true. So we are trying to do the ytrain and ytest as 2 for the 2. So here as you can see that ytrain 916, if it is 2, then it will show that true, otherwise it will show false. Same thing here. So as you know that from sklearn.regression model we can import logistic regression. We have imported logistic regression is a classifier model here. So we are created a variable called clf equals to logistic regression, and we are trying to fit the data xtrain comma ytrain of 2. As I have told you, we are trying to predict only by using 2 here. So as you can see that we have, if we predict some digit mean this part, this is the sum digit, right? And the digit is 8, so we know that this is 8, this is not 2, so that's why it must give answer as false. So here array of false, as you can see here. And from here we are trying to import the model selection. From the model selection, import cross-val score, because we wanted to know the what's accuracy of the model we are getting. Okay, so we are trying to get the cross-val score in the a variable, and we are trying to mean the variable. So if you try to mean, we got 95% efficiency. If you are thinking that, oh my god, I got 95% efficiency, think for a small time, then you will get to know that the 95% is efficiency when for the 6,000 data, like I'm guessing it's for like around, like let's take an example, we got 95% accuracy for 70,000 of the data. But the main motto for this model is to predict is it 2 or not. So maybe in this particular thing we don't have maximum of 2s, we have like maximum very less 2s are there, and it has predicted that, so it is not 2, so that's why it is showing that we have 95% accuracy. Otherwise it might have showed something else, right? You understood me, right? So yeah, that's all for this video. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, and let's see, before leaving this video, let's see what's the chapter 4, because in the next part we're gonna cover about the chapter 4. So chapter 4, sorry, is 5, page number 5. Let's go to index, and chapter 4, as you can see that we have training model, so we have linear regression and logistic regression, everything. So I will do the same thing, I will try to create a PPT or something, and I will try to explain you all the concept by using that, because if you try to read each line by line, so it will take a very long time, and I have already read this chapter, so I will try to create a PPT so that it will be easy for me to explain you guys the concepts, and you guys will like not forget this concept ever in your life. So yeah, thank you and have a nice day to all. Bye.